Hey there guys, so today we're taking a look at Hogwarts Legacy running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U but with only 8GB of RAM. Now this is dual channel RAM, so we do have two sticks of 4GB in there, so we get a combined total of 8GB. And this gives us the maximum amount of bandwidth that we can have for the iGPU while still only having 8GB of RAM. So if you only have one stick of RAM, your performance is going to essentially be half of what you're seeing right now. And considering that our FPS average is currently in the teens and our 1% lows are in the single digit range, this should let you know that if you are rocking 8GB of RAM or just a single stick of RAM, you are severely hindering your performance in this game. This is pretty much completely unplayable, though we are at just the stock 15 watt TDP. We can try to raise it up to 25 watts, and maybe that's enough to overcome some of the most severe issues that we're having here, and maybe we can at least get 1% lows that are consistently in the double digits. Unfortunately, the improvement is there, but it's not really enough to save the overall experience here. Anytime you're roaming around anywhere in the world and things have to be loaded in, there's going to be this stutter, and it's just because of the fact that we constantly have to be swapping in things from RAM with the storage, and storage is always going to be the slowest point of failure. And that's really what's going to end up causing these issues, because what has to happen is things swapping in from the RAM and your SSD, it's such a slow transfer that the game has to essentially wait. And that's why we see pretty much no improvement in the 1% lows. At no point does this become a playable experience, because the game already pre-compiles the shaders when you launch it. So there is no DX12 shaders loading in or anything like that. All of that has already happened. And after just wandering around Hogsmeade for around 20 to 30 minutes, neither result ended up providing anything usable. So if you're on 8GB of RAM, unfortunately, it is time to upgrade. And prices are cheap enough for DDR4 RAM right now that you can get up to 32GB or 64GB if you want. If you're thinking about getting these higher capacities, I would check that you can allocate more VRAM to your iGPU on your specific system, because if you can, then 32GB or 64GB makes a lot of sense, because you can allocate a crazy amount of RAM to the iGPU without really bothering your system RAM at all, and you will never encounter any issues with games that will tell you that you don't have enough VRAM. Now, you might not have enough performance to play those games consistently smooth, at least at higher settings, but it will at least allow you to launch the games and adjust settings and maybe get some kind of playable frame rate at a lower resolution, but at least you could launch the game. So keep that in mind. But 8GB really just seems like it is at the end of its lifespan in terms of usability in AAA games. There's still a huge library of games you can play out there, but anything newer that you've been wanting to play, you might just need to hold out until you get a better system. But anyways, I will catch you guys in the next one.